Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
We always awkward start. We need to find a better way to start these.
No, I'm not even awkward anymore now. I'm just done with the hello. I'll just, hi, hello.
I love it. So, how are
Um,
you?
I'm tired, I'm really tired, honestly. Absolute bow down my head to any full time mum. Bow down. Like, half term has
Oh, yes.
ruined me. And I only took an extra 2 days. So, like, because I was at the baby show
Mm-hmm.
on the Monday, so I was like, no, I was at the baby show till the Sunday night, so I was raw off really on the Monday. I'd like to catch up, and I spent some time with the kids, like watching films, having a chill day. Tuesday, Wednesday, went back to work, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday was off. And oh my God, like, and obviously Keo's away, working away.
Yeah.
Thanks, Keo. I'm being a supportive wife. I'm letting him follow his dreams and go play with the big cranes, which means that I am left playing with the children on my own. And I'm like, wow.
And
It's,
also running a very successful like business and all that, isn't it? It's like a. Do you remember
yeah.
when you used to say on the old podcast? I remember my wife laughing about this, and she said because she did the intro. Do you remember? It's the
Yeah.
intro to your podcast, and it says money making mothers. She said, "Where you can have it all," and then
Lies.
well, that's what Freddie said to me afterwards because she used to listen to the show and she said, I listened to every one of those episodes and realized that every single woman moaned about how they didn't have it all.
All lies. It is not. Someone somewhere will have it all. And some, do you know what? Not. To put it in real talk, you can have it all at different points in
Yes.
your life. And sometimes you have nothing at all in order. Other times everything's working brilliantly. So like, life just shuts curveballs at you all the time. And sometimes everything's playing along really nice and it's all fantastic. And then someone comes along and totally tosses everything up, and then you're like, shit.
The
Now I've got
worst thing with that is when someone says, I don't want to jinx it, but that's the worst thing.
I'm like this
Yeah.
all the time whenever I do anything. I'll touch wood, everything stays the same.
We had that with us. Our son was finally sleeping, going to bed at like 7 o'clock every night. And my wife came down and went, I don't want to jinx it, but I think he's now slept through. And that night he stayed up till midnight.
Never ever
So
say.
I know what you mean. So I want to ask you about, because we haven't actually spoke about that. You brought up about the baby show. How was that?
Oh, it was really good. It was different. Like it was what I expected, but wasn't at the same time. Like it was. I haven't said this to anyone else, but it reminded me a little bit. It took me back to being 8 year old and I used to go on the car booties of our dad. Like
I love
I
that.
don't know why, because it wasn't like a car boot sale, but it really is. Like it's the next massive. It was the Olympia in London, it's
Yeah.
huge. All the brands, like just to be even next to them and the say, like I was buzzing with, but at the same time, you're still trying to get people to be interested. You're still trying to get customers. So I felt a bit like Del Boy, like at times, like, come on, come here. Look at what I've got. Look at what I've got. Obviously, I wasn't doing that,
I
but
like that. It
in
is
my
just a glorified market. I haven't really thought about that before. It is like a London street market or something, isn't it?
but a very posh, very nice way of doing it. But
Yeah.
let's cut the BS. That's what it is. Like,
Oh, yeah, because
people to be interested in what you do, either
yeah.
buy from you or buy your service or be involved. Don't get me wrong, we got like over 200 and something like emails, like to our to what we do and to have more information and things, which is amazing. But I just felt like I love people and I love talking to people and I love getting to know people. But I don't like people who are rude. And when you've got to stay that same tone and upbeat and stay motivated, but you're getting people be rude to you and treat you a certain way that you wouldn't really allow anyone else to treat you, it really can be very frustrating. So at some points, I went with Becca and she was class. Like it was the first time obviously she'd done an event and she just kept so but she's a bit hot-headed like me, like who you talking to type thing.
Yeah.
And some people honestly, the route, like walking past me, you'd like say something and they'd go in your face.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, have a lovely day.
I couldn't do it. I used to go there all the time for dance and performing arts shows. We used to have it's called Move It. It was the same thing as like that, but for the dancers every March. And like throughout my whole life and career of performing arts I went there. That's where I became a performer, was going to that place at like 14 and being like, wow, this is amazing. And then I was like on stage and performed and I've done the floor there and I hated every single minute of it for that exact reason, because I really struggle with it. And I also know, especially like with you're the similar ways. Like I don't try and sell people things because I know the thing I have.
Yeah.
It's not, I know the thing I do is the thing they need. So if they don't want it, that's their choice, but don't put it down. I'm really funny about that. And so and that's like you with your thing. Cause you want to go, I'm not trying to sell you it. You're an idiot if you don't take it. Like,
that's it. Just understand this. That's it. Like, and obviously the other store, there was other people around us, and we went and seen other people, like watch what they were doing. And there was another insurance. There was only one other insurance firm there. It wasn't. I think it was like, I think they just did insurance, but they were quite like on it. Like from what I'd seen, you know, like getting people a sort of. And I was thinking, I'm not. There's not a chance I'd be doing my job right if I started saying, come here, let me quote you. I can't quote you.
Oh, so they were very like, come here, let's do it
like
right now.
Quote them.
Oh, so they like sign them up there, like literally doing appointments.
Yeah, like I just, no matter.
No, but it doesn't go in your process. If you listen to this, it's like the show, if you're a long-term listener, like you're underwrite everybody, do it right. It's why you have good retention.
Just like, you know, when you're stuck and you're like, oh, and I was like, right, what? And I just said, do you know what? I always try and treat people the way I'd like to be treated. And if I walked in somewhere like this, the last thing I'd want, I would never be rude to someone, but the last thing I'd want is someone trying to sell me life insurance. So I was just like, as long as we give them a leaflet and say, there you go, congratulations, hope everything goes okay. If they look at the leaflet, great. If they don't, they don't. But I'm not going to stand here and try and haggle with people to listen about insurance, because I'd feel that uncomfortable. It would come across uncomfortable anyway. So I don't know whether I'd do it again, and I don't know whether I did it the right way, but I did it the way that made me feel the most comfortable, which is the only thing I could do because I've never done it before. But it did remind me of a posh, like a yuppie boot sale.
Yeah. Like, yuppie. I haven't heard that word in years.
Isn't it?
Yuppies and dinkies, isn't it? It's yuppies is to young and up and coming, isn't it? Yuppies.
That's what Delboy likes to say. He's
a yuppie.
Yeah,
but he's not a yuppie in that. No, and then dinkies is dual income, no kids.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's a dinky, dual income, no kids. So that's like from the 80s. 80s is yuppies and dinkies.
But the thing is, though, Pete, there was loads. It's like anything, isn't it? It's like if you do really good, like say I did 10 clients in a day, and one of them was an arsehole, you'd only remember that one. So really on the percentage, if we worked it on, it might have been like 5% of people were rude and arrogant, but all the other people were lovely and smiley and wanted to know. But you just, that 5% when it's on like thousands and thousands of people can
that's the Scooter Braun. I think I've said this on one of our shows before, and I've definitely said it to you, but Scooter Braun, who's the manager of like Justin Bieber, but he's also the manager of Ariana Grande. And he talked about this on a podcast I was listening. And he said Ariana Grande's got like 100 million followers on Instagram. And he said less than 0.1% of people leave negative comments, but it's tens of thousands of people. Yeah. He said it's really hard. He said, because how do we say, how does someone self-worth? They all suffer with mental health. And he said, we're not programmed to take tens of thousands of people saying horrible things about us, but millions of people are saying amazing things, but thousands of people are saying the negative. And it's the same thing like that. If you're getting even 5 in a day is enough to be like, if you think about that.
Because I'm quite sensitive, like it bothers me when I'm like, well, there's no need for that. Like, I'm like, there's never an excuse to be rude to someone. I'm really sorry I'm late, or sorry I haven't got time, I don't want to be rude. Like, that's fine. But to just hand people like this, I was like, who are you? Like, oh, it was so, but apart from that, it was amazing.
And I want to segue that then. Never excuse for someone to be rude to you. So why we haven't spoke about this yet. Why were you so rude to your member of staff when they made a funny video about you, about the that video about children's cover?
Which one?
The one when who is it that said, I don't think kids cover's very good, you know?
Oh, fuck off.
Your face. Your face.
It was Emmy taking the piss out of me. Did you
was that what it was? I did your face.
Oh.
Talk about being rude. You literally, I have never seen.
Death stare. Literally, I would have killed her.
Did you know that do you think she was being serious at the time?
I was sat there at my desk, just minding my own business, which, by the way, I did have no idea how much of a resting bitch face I have. I'm literally like, I'm just obviously on my computer, like, looking at something, and my face is like this. And I looked at the video after the start, is that what I look like? And I'm not talking. Like, so angry and intense.
So, like what they said, like you do have an angry face. You do.
Be angry, but people say to me you're not approachable, and honestly, after watching that video, I get it. I totally get it. Right, totally get it. I'm literally like this, like staring, and then she goes, I don't think it was Emmy. She was in the office for the day.
Oh, was it Emmy? I didn't know because it was on your profile, and I was like, who is it? Someone's.
And she's come in, and she was just like, she'd just come in to see the office and like be there, and I was sat doing whatever I was doing intently, like this. And she started recording me, and I didn't know. And she said, I don't even think kids need children's cover. And I was just like, you are?
No, you turned around and you didn't. You were angry. You looked angry. You turned your face as if, and you went, are you fucking serious? That's literally what you said. You just went, are you fucking serious? Like, it was like.
Basically my full business.
Well, that's why I thought it was your staff, because I was like, this is hilarious because they literally joined the protection parent, and it's like, do you know what? I don't really think any of this is even worth it.
No, if that had been one of my advice, get your coach, get out.
Your face, honestly.
It was Emmy taking it, and then after she starts laughing at the end, you watch it back
she did.
at the end, start laughing. But obviously, I was just fuming. So I thought, are you actually taking the piss here? Like, are you being serious? Everything my business is built on is about protecting children, and you are telling me it's not important. I was so angry. But yeah, there's no need to be rude to people. Aggressive and reactive, fair enough.
But not rude.
There's no need for the hand. There's this hand, this.
No.
There's no need for that. And northern, it might be this northern southern thing, which I've lived.
Yeah, because you're down south there, like proper London,
like my brother's always lived in London. We lived in London for a bit. Loads of my family lived there. Spent loads of time in London, and I never really think. I don't think they're rude. I think they're very busy, and it's a completely different culture. But like everyone, like I could tell if that same show had been in Newcastle,
it'd be very different.
Very different.
Oh yeah, no. My sister went out with a guy from Liverpool. We're from Liverpool originally, and he was like. They came to see me in London when I was an actor there, and when I was like musical theatre, and he'd never left Liverpool. He was from Kirby, and he said to me, he was like, Ash, he said, I don't.
No,
he said,
do it in the accent.
I can't. No, I'm not doing the accent. I can do it, but I'm not doing it on here. Because I'm not doing it. Because it's rusty. It's very rusty. And a little bit. But he was like,
rusty. I'm sure.
No. I know your history with accents. We can't say it on live show because we'd get cancelled. So, but if I do my accent, you can do yours. So, which you'll have to do an episode on that at one point. No. But he said he was exactly that. He said, I've never been to a place where, one, it's so busy. He said, and two, he said a class divide has never been so obvious. He said like because he's from Liverpool up north, and he said everyone just is friends with everybody, where all they know each other and they're friendly. He said here he was like, some people are really lovely, and he said other people were just downright rude.
Yeah.
And very much, and even he said he felt, and I don't know if he said the moment I opened my mouth, certain people were like, because he had a very strong Scouse accent, and I do think that in London, depending on who you meet, and like the Olympia like you're in Kensington, that's South Kensington. So like that's the Kensington Olympia. So that's wealthy, like Chelsea-esque type people. So it's yeah, I can imagine
no,
that.
it's £2.90 for a bottle of water.
Oh yeah, it is that type of price. I mean, I went to school with a girl there who went to church there, and it was like, I've never seen anything like it. It was like
ridiculously overpriced, but not like I don't think,
because there's a Pizza Express there that's a fortune that we used to eat in there when I was a kid, and it's like a mortgage just to get the Pizza Express. It's in the Kensington. It's in the Olympia. It's like,
my face when she said £2.90 for a bottle of water. I was like, sorry, what? £2.90, and it wasn't like a big bottle. It was literally a 500.
Oh yeah, it's the little ones.
It was tiny. So yeah, it was a good weekend though. And then obviously the half times just absolutely buggered me completely. Like I feel like I need, like I'm not overly busy this week, but we're at cover like this back in London again.
Yes,
so this
of course.
will be like my 5th time to London in 6 weeks. And I'm just like, do you know what? I'm quite happy with this week being chill because I feel like I need some mental time to catch up. And on that note, I'm going to pledge now to anyone who actually is listening or cares about my pledging. But I did Miracle Morning. I don't know whether anyone's ever Elrod or Hell. I probably not it right, but I loved it. Like I did it with.
You bought me it.
Yeah,
when we first started working together, you bought me the book.
Yeah, it's really.
And I didn't have the heart to tell you that I can't read, so I bought the audio book so that I could say that I'd read it. And then Freddie read it instead.
It's really good though. Like Emmy started me on it, and then literally we did it, and I did it for a few months, and I loved it. And then we moved house, so we moved to Steinmoor. I just completely stopped, and I've never done it since. Pardon me. And I just feel like with everything that's been going on the last few months, and obviously with my grandma and the house and the chaos that's been involved, I'm like, I need to have a bit of like claim some sort of like, this is just for me to start the day right, to do it. And there's no worse than not starting your day right. So it's Miracle Morning, listening on audio, or you can read the book, and basically it means you start your day right. And so now we're a day that's just for you before anyone else gets up, and you do these 6 things. And it's like 10 minutes of exercise, 10 minutes of reading, 10 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes of, what's the other thing? Education, and 10 minutes of writing down what you're grateful for, like what you want to achieve for the day. And I'm not going to do it that whole heart like that to the point. What I want to do is, I've been craving for ages is to get up and do some walking. So I know I've done my steps because I sit on my ass the majority of the day because of work. So I want to do that. So that's done. Then listen to audiobooks, because I feel like for this full year, because it's been so manic, I haven't had time to really listen to audiobooks like I normally would. So every morning, 6 a.m. till 7, for at least the whole of November, I'm going to get up and do this routine. So anyone who would like to do it, please feel free to message me and let me know if you're doing it, because it would be nice to have like some accountability. And Ash is going to do...
I'm going to do it with you, because I'm doing the same thing, but like 6:30 till 7:30. Yeah, same thing.
I'm going to do 6 till 7. That's my time then. Because I just think at the minute, I've been getting up at 7 anyway with the kids. So I may as well... I know
get up an hour early.
For them, so I don't need to worry about the kids. So I'll go and do my steps downstairs. I actually did, in an hour, I did 550 calories on the treadmill, just walking.
Oh yeah, you will do if you do it well. Real trick with that as well is if you have whether you want it or not, I have a weight vest, and you put a weight vest on and you burn more calories because you're heavier.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. It's harder.
Maybe we'll see after the first 30 days if I want to.
Yeah, do 30 days, because I'll tell you what, I did that and I was like, typical me, like a you type thing. I was like, do you know what? Why would I walk when I could put a weight vest on and burn twice as much? And then my feet were buggered by the end of the week. I was like, because if I want to do this for 30 days, I need to know, I need to be able to move.
So, I'm gonna, hopefully that'll be a good thing, a good start to November.
That'll be good. And I'll do that. I'm saying we're gonna do the accountability. So I think if anyone else wants to do that as well, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Really good. Any parting words? Don't be a dickhead. Probably that's the one, isn't it?
No, just claim. Try and claim some time for yourself, because if you do that bit, it's like if you aren't. What's it? If you're not empty, if you're empty, you can't.
You can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah, that's right. That's the way of saying it. But basically, make sure you give some time for yourself, because we're not robots. So I'm going to do it, and hopefully other people are looking at doing it too, because it is definitely is much better way to start your day than just rushing around like headless chicken.
100%. Awesome. See you next week.
Bye.